Every St. Patrick's Day, our town shuts down Main Street for the parade. It's a small town America, green beads, plastic shamrocks, kids running around with glitter, face paint. Nothing ever happens here. That's what everyone says. Last year I volunteered at the face paint booth with my younger cousin Lila. She was 8, she was obsessed with glitter. Around noon the parade started. Bagpipes, local businesses tossing candy into the crowd. That's when I noticed him. He was standing near the back of the crowd wearing a leprechaun costume. Not the cheap felt kind. This one looked theatrical. Real fabric, detailed stitching, tall green hat. And he wasn't watching the parade, he was watching the kids. At first I told myself I was being paranoid. It's St. Patrick's Day. Of course someone would be dressing up. But he wasn't smiling. He wasn't waving. He was just scanning. Slowly, like he was shopping. An hour later, Lila asked if she could go trade candy with some other kids near the portable bathrooms. I said yes. That's the moment I regret. 10 minutes passed, then 15. I figured she was just distracted. Then I heard screaming. Not playful screaming, real screaming. I ran toward the bathrooms and saw a small crowd forming. A woman was crying. Another parent was shouting into a phone. A little boy was missing. His mom kept saying, "He was just here, he was just here." Police were called. The parade stopped, and that's when I saw him again, the leprechaun. He was walking quickly toward the parking lot, carrying something. It looked like a rolled-up banner at first, until it moved. My stomach dropped. I didn't think, I just ran. I screamed at him. I don't even remember what I said. He turned and smiled, not nervous, not startled, amused. Then he dropped what he was holding and bolted between cars. The quote-unquote banner hit the pavement and started crying. It was the missing boy. He'd been duct taped at the wrist. Police later found the leprechaun suit stuffed in a trash can 2 blocks away. They never caught the man. And here's the part that still makes me sick. 3 weeks later, security footage from a grocery store surfaced online. The same man, different costume, Easter bunny, standing near the toy aisle, watching. St. Patrick's Day in Boston isn't a holiday, it's chaos. My friends and I signed up for a pub crawl, matching wristbands, drink specials, the works. At the first bar, they handed us a quote-unquote challenge card. It had dares on it. Kiss a stranger wearing green, take a shot with someone named Patrick, take a photo with a redhead. Typical stupid party stuff. But one of them felt off. It said, "Find someone on the list." Underneath was a printed list of 5 first names. No explanation. We laughed it off. Figured it was some scavenger hunt thing. By the third bar, my friend Nolan got weirdly quiet. He kept checking his phone. Then he showed me something. His name was on the list. Spelled correctly. Not a common spelling either. We thought maybe the organizers pulled names from ticket registrations. Still creepy, but explainable. Until we got to the 4th bar. A girl approached Nolan. Said, "Hey, you're on the list, right?" She was smiling, but she looked nervous. She said someone had handed her $200 to tag one of the names and then text a number when she found them. She thought it was part of the game. She showed us the text thread. It said, "Confirm when target is located. Do not alert." Target. That's when we left. We walked back toward the subway. Halfway there, a black SUV crawled along the street beside us, matching our pace, windows tinted, not honking, not speeding. We turned down a side street. It followed. Nolan started running. The SUV sped up. We scattered. People everywhere in green. Music blasting. It was a perfect cover. I ducked into a convenience store. From the window, I saw Nolan trip. 2 men jumped out of the SUV. One grabbed him. The other scanned the crowd. I called 911. By the time police arrived, the SUV was gone. So was Nolan. Security cameras caught partial plates. Stolen vehicle. Burned out 2 days later. Here's the part that ruined St. Patrick's Day for me forever. The pub crawl organizers swore they never made a list. And when the police checked the print shop logo on the cards, the business had closed 5 years earlier. I live alone in a small city apartment. Last St. Patrick's Day, I was working late. Nothing special, just the usual routine. Dinner, Netflix, lights off, blinds closed. Around 10:15 p.m., I glanced out the window. The apartment building across the street had a single light on, one of the units on the 4th floor. I'm not the nosy type, but something made me stare. I saw a man in the apartment, mid-30s, wearing a green sweatshirt. He was standing perfectly still in the center of the room, watching the TV, I assumed. Then he moved toward the window, not quickly, just walked slowly, deliberately. I froze. He wasn't waving, not looking at anyone outside. He was facing directly toward me. I ducked behind the curtain, heart racing. I thought maybe he had just noticed me for a second, nothing serious. Then he pulled something from his pocket. I didn't see what it was, only that he started fiddling with it, and that's when I realized he was standing right at the window the entire time I wasn't looking. I ran to the door to check the lock. Deadbolt secure, chain on, window shut. I turned back. He was gone. I breathed a little easier. 10 minutes later, I went to check again. My apartment across the street, his window, was dark. Empty. Nothing. I shrugged it off, thinking I'd imagined it. The next morning, the building had been quiet. The unit on the 4th floor was for rent. I asked the landlord. No one had lived there in months. I checked online later. The last tenant had been evicted for unpaid rent. A man in his mid-30s, arrested for stalking a neighbor. They never found them. That night, and every night since, I make sure every door is locked, every window, every blind drawn. And every March 17th, I keep my curtains closed before sunset, because the apartment across the street will always be there, and someone will always be watching.